hello everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of the Rayanda podcast, where we basically help you, anyone who is a 50-year-old woman or older, look and feel 10 years younger. And today we are talking about something that is actually really special to me because it, to be honest, has saved my life on many occasions. We're talking about something called Yoga Nidra, or as Andrew Huberman would call it, non-sleep deep rest. So this is what we're going to talk
NSDR.
about. NSDR, which apparently he coined because he wanted people to be able to access it who were put off by the name Yoga Nidra because it sounds a bit woo-woo. So that's why he came up with that, which was fascinating, really. But anyway, that's what we're going to discuss today. It's something that I've done for several years and something that obviously you know all about as a yoga instructor. So I'm going to start by asking you a question, Ray. When did you first discover Yoga Nidra, and what has it meant to you in your life?
So I think that whenever I started doing my yoga teacher training back in 2010, we probably didn't necessarily separate it as Yoga Nidra, because there was a really big part of our yoga teacher training that brought in the relaxation, guided relaxation, the Shavasana, and it was always very, very guided, because I think a lot with Yoga Nidra, you can really enhance it by doing some movement before you actually do the Yoga Nidra. That's my understanding as well. And so I have been using different variations on the theme for quite some time. And also, I think, there was some research that he was talking about that said that if you did some intense learning and then either did Yoga Nidra, Shavasana, which is just relaxation, fancy word for Sanskrit word for relaxation, or hypnosis, or just had a short nap, you can increase your learning and those neuroplastic pathways and increase the synaptic response. And so therefore you are going to take in that information a lot more deeply, clearly, and you're going to remember it a lot more. And I think that actually I find if I do an intense period of learning, I have to rest my brain. And I will actually maybe go off and do a relaxation or some yoga nidra, something guided, or like a Dr. Joe hypnosis type meditation that we like to do. And it's amazing if you listen to your body, what it actually tells you to do is actually the right thing. And then I can retain a lot more.
He actually said 50%, that if you do 1 minute of Yoga Nidra, you can boost your learning capabilities by 50%. And he never, ever bullshits.
No.
Everything he said is scientifically proven. So he tells me that 1 minute of Yoga Nidra is going to increase my ability to learn by 50%. I'm going to jolly well do it. But I mean, people might not even know what Yoga Nidra is. So, Ray, tell us what Yoga Nidra is.
So my understanding of Yoga Nidra is whenever you're going into a state of wakefulness, but also a sleep state. And you're looking to come out of the active mind beta into more alpha, theta. And also sometimes you will get down into delta, which is associated with deep sleep. But I think that you want to maintain a state of wakefulness. Now, we know there are always people who will just go off and just fall asleep, and those are normally exhausted people. But with Yoga Nidra, you have it's guided, so you can do it anywhere. You basically just need to lie down, relax. It's good to set an intention, I find, and revisit that intention. And then they take you around the body, because what that also does is it takes your thought, that busy mind, and it redirects it with breathing. So that you're encouraged to breathe in and out, but you're also encouraged to breathe in and out of different parts of your body. And you might not follow things systematically. You might move around a little bit, and that causes enough fragmentation within the thinking so that then you can go into that state of relaxation, which a lot of people find very, very difficult to go into. So that will be my understanding of Yoga Nidra. It's definitely guided. There's breathing, there's visualization, there's hopefully a little bit of intensa in there.
So it's definitely, because a lot of people I think are put off thinking it's meditation, and I know, I mean, in the work I've done, I was a corporate wellness doctor for many years, and literally the reaction I would get from these women when I suggested that they try meditation to help with their anxiety was that they tried it and it was really stressful and they couldn't stop their thoughts,
and they get more
That's
anxious.
What's so lovely about Yoga Nidra. I say to them, I've told so many women about it, you don't have to stop your thoughts. You literally just listen and follow along. There's no active meditation or whatever at all. And so that's why I would encourage women who think that they can't meditate, that they can definitely do it. They won't find it stressful.
And
and
it's so easy.
so
It's
easy.
so easy.
Yeah,
It
I to be honest, it's like I don't know what I think I would be absolutely
it's
crazy
got you
without
through
it.
some really, really
It
difficult times, and
has.
I've
It
also
really, really
found that
has.
you sent me some Yoga Nidra healing, and there have been times whenever my back's been really, really sore, and I just lie down in front of the fire and just put it on, and then before I know it, I just feel. And also, you're
Yeah.
redirecting with your intent. You're redirecting your body and your brain
Mhm.
towards that intention, aren't you? And I think that people think that setting an intention is woo woo, but actually, setting an intention is just programming your. It's like plugging in what you want from a
Yeah.
computer.
Yeah.
Like you go into your phone and you go to AI or whatever, and you say, what time is it going to rain at today, or what does this mean, and it goes blah, 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 and that's the same as setting an intention for your brain. You go,
Mm.
you know,
Yeah, yeah, because
heal,
you have to
feel
know what
safe.
you want before you can even go
Yeah,
and get it.
yeah,
But what I tell you, what really convinced me with Yoga Nidra was they did some I can't quote the scientific study, but I can definitely find it and put it in the show notes. But they
yeah.
did some studies on it, and they literally scanned the brain, and then they did Yoga Nidra for a certain amount of time, and then they rescanned it. And what they found,
Wow.
the corpus callosum, which is the bit
Yeah,
that connects your left and your
yeah.
right brain, got thicker.
So
Actually
you're.
got thicker on scans. So it was basically saying that the reason why you're calmer and more present and better to make decisions and
Hmm.
all this executive functioning and all this stuff, it's because the left and your right side of your brain are able to communicate better.
Wow.
And apparently,
Yes,
trauma can disrupt the way that
yes.
the corpus callosum works. And that's why they found that Yoga Nidra was really effective
Yeah.
in treatment of PTSD of war veterans. And
Oh,
there was a
wonderful.
massive funded study
Yeah.
for them to have it. And it was really, really helpful. The
Well,
same with yoga,
it's
actual yoga.
it's taking them out of fight or flight and putting them back into
Mm.
rest and digest and relaxation, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. So if somebody hasn't done yoga nidra, can you just describe to them what they would expect? So they've never done it
Yeah,
before. They've just
yeah,
put the headphones on. They've clicked on the
yeah,
thing on YouTube that we're going to put in the show notes. I'm going to give you a whole list of like my
yeah.
absolute faves on YouTube. What is going to
What to expect?
happen?
Right. So you're going to put on your earbuds. You're going to have a quiet room. You're going to get yourself really nice and comfortable. You can do it sitting up, but just always be comfortable. Head supported, back supported, legs supported.
Or
It's
lying?
real.
I always do
It's really
lying.
nice to be lying because actually, if you are exhausted and you need to sleep, then you can go off into a sleep. So you're going to start by feeling into your body, starting to follow your breath. And you might set a little intention of, I feel comfortable, I feel safe, this heals my back, whatever you want to do. And you're going to listen to the voice in your ear, basically just start to talk you around your body, but you're going to be visualizing that part of your body. You're going to be asked to feel sensations, feel the weight of it, feel the air around it. Focus your breathing on that part of the body. And you don't have to do anything, you just have to follow instructions,
Mm.
and as
Yeah.
long as you're listening to it in your language,
Mhm.
and then you'll come back to that intent at some point, um, and you might just find that you drift off, but you'll enter a state where time and space becomes a little bit sort of floaty, and you'll feel that lovely expansion as your edges just start to soften.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
and it's not something scary at all. It's your body knows this. Your body wants to be getting to this state on a regular basis, and so it's like your body will just breathe a sigh of relief. And I don't know anyone who. What I like about Yoga Nidra is if you've ever gone to a yoga class and they say, now it's time for Shavasana, half the people
Yeah.
leave because they can't,
I
they
used to
don't
be
know
that
how to just
person.
lie there.
Yeah.
And actually, when you're asked to maybe contract a muscle and let it go and lift your hand and let it, you just follow the instructions. And before you know it, your brain just goes
Mm.
and your body goes, and you don't have to think and you don't have to fight it because a
Mm.
good yoga nidra teacher will take you to that beautiful state of bliss. Now, the thing to remember is if you're going on YouTube or you're going on any apps, you want to find a teacher whose voice you like and
Exactly.
you can listen to.
And the right
That's,
speed, because
yeah,
some
the
of them
right
are really
speed.
slow. Because I sent you
Yeah,
one, Ali Boothroyd, and you were like, "Oh, it's way
yeah,
too slow for me. I don't
yeah.
like it."
Well, and also, I don't really, even though I teach yoga, I don't like things to be too, I don't like things to be too fluffy. And I don't like things to be, I like to be able to feel down into my body and I like to be able to expand. But I just find some people's language is just, it just doesn't suit
Mm,
me at all.
mm,
I don't want anyone to preach at me.
mm. There's a
And
whole
so
spectrum out there,
it's
isn't
a
there?
whole
From the
spectrum
real
out there.
woo-woo right
Yeah.
through to to Andrew
Yeah.
Huberman, whose voice that I could listen to all day.
Oh, well,
Does a very science-based one, which is
yes.
no fluff.
Well,
And you've got
integrity comes
yeah,
out of every pore of his body, doesn't it? And authenticity. But the other cool thing about Yoga Nidra is it's free and anyone can access it. Everyone seems to have a phone these days, and everyone can access it. And it just takes you back to it reboots your system. It takes you back to almost like that 0 point.
mm,
So and
yeah,
also because we're working on the brains on the brain waves, and each brain wave means something different, doesn't it? So you've got your beta, which is
quite,
being aware
yeah,
and alert. Yeah. And then you've got your alpha, which is more your relaxation, your daydreaming, your calmness, your meditative state. And then you've got your theta, which is sort of heightened creativity. And that's the lovely thing about then going into that sort of state is you're starting to bring out the creativity that we all innately have. And melding the right and the left side of your brain together. So you have all this lovely cognition and problem solving, but then you've got the creativity that takes it to genius level.
mm, yeah,
So yeah, it gets your intuition working a lot better. You can start, as we've been discussing recently, haven't we? How intuitively your body just says, "Well, we should do this," and you go, "Yeah, you're right. That actually feels better." So yeah, yoga nidra is lovely.
mm. Yeah, and what really I don't know how they proved this, but I've read this from so many different sources, and I think it is really, really ancient. That 20 minutes of yoga nidra is
Hmm.
equivalent to 2 hours of actual deep
Yeah,
wave sleep.
yeah,
So this is how I actually discovered it because I had really bad insomnia about five
yeah,
years ago, like really bad to the point where I didn't sleep for 3 nights on the trot. And
yeah,
actually went and saw a hypnotherapist for the first time in my life, and that's why I eventually became a hypnotherapist because I literally went to the
yeah.
hypnotherapist because I
Well, you
literally
saw the magic, didn't you?
I
Yeah,
did see the magic. But yeah, that's how I discovered it. And literally, like, because I used to wake up, I'm sure lots of women do that. You just wait, I still do it, wake up at 3 a.m. and I'm wide awake. And all I do is I find my headphones and I pop on, and I'll put it in the show notes, the particular person I always use.
yeah,
And I just pick one that's like 40 minutes long,
yeah.
and I never, ever, ever get to the end. I'm always
No, you're
asleep.
gone. Yeah.
And even if I get 20 minutes through, at least I
Yeah.
know that I'm not going to be like, a wreck the next day because I just tell myself, well, I've done 20 minutes, therefore I've had 2 hours sleep, in
Yeah.
which case it's six
A-
o'clock in the morning.
Absolutely. And I think
Yeah.
that how many people now, so many people are overwhelmed. So we're talking about like trying to help people 45 and up, women 45 and up, because most women 45 and up aren't sleeping. They're waking up at 4 in the morning and they're planning their day and they're making sure that the kids are safe and the husband's safe and they've got all the food in and then they're ready for work. But you look at how many youngsters now, and I'm at that age where I can call 20-year-old youngsters that are so overwhelmed because of all the technology that's coming in, and everything's flashing in front of you, and they're not sleeping, and they've got anxiety, and they don't know how to manage it. And those are the people as well that doing, put some yoga nidra on, make your phone work for you. That just to help you get back to sleep, because we know that sleep
Yeah.
is healing, and if you don't have
Yeah.
enough sleep it starts to catch up with you and bite
Mm.
you in the ass.
Yeah, and to be honest, the stress of not being able to sleep
Yeah.
is what makes you not be able to sleep. And that's why
Yes.
Yoga Nidra became so
Yeah.
important to me because it
Yeah.
ended that cycle instantly. Because
Yes.
it's almost like having a diazepam in the bathroom cabinet that you
Yeah.
just know it's there, so
Yeah.
you can sleep because you know it's there. And it's like
Yeah.
what Yoga Nidra was for me was like, oh my God, I can't sleep, but it doesn't matter because I'm just going to do Yoga Nidra, and that
Well, it's
equates
a
to even
safety
more
net.
sleep.
It's a
So
safety net.
yeah,
Yeah.
it really did break the cycle of, oh my God, I'm
Yeah.
so tired tomorrow. I've got work. I can't
Yeah.
sleep. Ugh,"
Yeah.
sweating, looking at the clock. You just don't do it. You just literally
No.
put your eye mask on, put your headphones on,
Yeah,
and if you
off you
fall
go.
asleep, great. If you don't fall
Yeah.
asleep, even better. So
Yeah.
that's
So
my son just coming in.
you as well that there are times when like we know this breathing practice and that breathing practice, we've talked about it enough with each other, that there are times that I will waken up and I'll be doing the different breathing, it does nothing, but
Mm,
I put on yoga nidra and I waken up the next morning, I've still got the earphones on.
yeah,
But because it's that fragmentation of the
yeah,
thought that
yeah.
allows you to go through those different brain waves, and that takes,
Mm,
because as humans we really try and control everything, don't we?
mm,
Overthinking, 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 then we overthink about the overthinking. and all we just want to do is the thoughts. And
Mm,
whenever people say, let the thoughts pass through your mind and out your ear, don't catch them, let them go. That's so hard at times, especially whenever
yeah.
you haven't slept since July.
Yeah, yeah, so it's like meditation made really, really easy. So
Yeah,
all the benefits of meditation without any of the stress.
yeah, absolutely.
But the other thing I was going to say is Yoga Nidra isn't just this sort of like one size fits all thing. The one I particularly like is Kristen Rose, and I'll put it in the show notes.
Okay,
But
yeah.
she does, I mean, there is hundreds, and there's like different Yoga Nidras for different things, like depending on what I
Ah,
want.
yes,
Like
yes, yes, yes.
if I want to feel more grateful, there's one to
Yeah,
help you act. So it's Yoga Nidra for gratitude, or there might be like
yeah,
Yoga Nidra for trust in life. Like if everything's going to shit and I'm
yeah.
like,
For
oh my
sleep,
God,
for
life is
healing.
against me,
Yeah,
I can do the one that's trusting life.
yeah,
Or, she does all this sort of like equinox ones,
yes,
the moon one. There's like
yeah,
there's also whatever it is you want, you can like have
yes,
almost like a specialized Yoga Nidra
yeah,
for it. Like there's one for like chronic fatigue. There's one for,
yeah,
um, you know, um, just insomnia. There's loads of ones for
yeah,
insomnia. They're like 2 hours long, and they'll take you literally through like a whole sleep
yeah,
cycle. So it's not like it's just this one thing where you go around your body. I mean, Yoga Nidra
yeah,
always has that, but it has other
yeah.
elements, doesn't it? And there's so
Well,
much out
yeah,
there.
absolutely. And I guess that whenever you're talking about the NSDR, you can bring hypnosis, relaxation, and yoga nidra into that. And I quite like the fact that he's given us those letters, because if yoga nidra sounds too woo woo, you can still access the benefits, just call it
Mhm,
something else. But we also know that we are very suggestible whenever we are in certain brain waves. And we can use that to heal, to
mhm.
get our brain working better, to get our back sorted out, to be able to sleep better, to be able to manage the day
Yeah.
better, to be able to eat better. And I think that we are so lucky. And what I love about our podcast is it's harnessing the magic of the body, mind, and soul, that we're we just love it.
Mm,
And it's just harnessing that magic and helping people to harness it themselves and go, oh my goodness, it was inside me all the time. And I think
yeah.
whenever you know that you have, like as you said, I've never tried diazepam actually, so I wouldn't have that in my medicine cabinet. But
You can't get it
but
anymore. I tell you, even
no,
as I can't even practically prescribe it, even as a
yeah,
doctor. It's
no.
like
Well,
it's
I
really,
mean,
really like,
yeah, but it's a safety net. That's what I'm trying to
yeah.
say. It's a
Just
safety
knowing
net,
it's
and so
there kind of thing.
it's yeah. And but I think whenever you can then start to realize you've got that safety net innately in your system, and you take that with you wherever you go.
Mm.
We take less baggage with us then, don't we? So yeah, I think that yoga nidra is absolutely, it's lovely. And I think also, let's stop being so serious about life, and let's just play around with yoga nidra.
Mm.
Let's just try that one, let's try
Yeah.
that one, let's try that person, let's try that person. You've done some really nice yoga nidra, and you've done some great hypnosis as well, because I've listened to a lot of them. And there was a point whenever I was listening to one of yours every night before bed, and I wasn't getting to the end of it.
Mm. Mm. People always tell me my voice sends them to sleep, and I'm like, okay,
Oh,
as
your
soon as
voice
I'm
is
hitting the
so
therapist, I'm going to
lovely.
take
But
that
but
as
I
a
think also
compliment.
your words are so descriptive. Well, they work really well for my brain, and the description takes you away from what you were thinking about. And that's that lovely journey.
Mm.
So yeah, I think that,
I'll
but
link one.
yeah, link one. You can superpower your brain, can't you? So,
Yeah.
and I think also the thing about being able to then start to get better, you will get better sleep with doing yoga nidra, but then that's going to improve your immunity, that's going to
Mm.
improve
Mm.
your healing, that's going to improve your health, isn't it? It's going
Yeah.
to improve your capability of being able to deal with the day, to deal with your
Yeah.
family, to be a better parent, to be a better husband, to be a better wife, to be a better daughter, whatever.
Mm. Yeah.
Cat mummy.
Yeah, she's around it for a while. But that's the other, I use it obviously in the middle of the night. I always do it before I go to bed. And if I wake
Yeah,
up really early and I can't bear to sleep, I'll do it. The other use case is like, when you just get overloaded, and like if there's like
yeah,
somebody's put the TV on and someone's talking to you and you're like, oh, you can
yes,
literally just go in your bedroom, do it, and it's like
yeah,
it's almost like just hitting the reset button. It's like it closes down
yeah.
all the browsers in your brain, and you're like, oh, I feel it
Yes,
really is
close
that
all the
magic.
tabs. Yes, absolutely. And then I also think that the increase in creativity, so people that do art, that do sewing, that do crochet, that are writing, just to be able to do, because you've done a lot of writing in the past, just to be able to access that creativity and take you out of overthinking. I think there's so many benefits for it.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah,
And yeah, you
yeah.
might have a mystical experience, just if you're into that,
Well, psychic
definitely
sleep is
might,
another
or you
thing they
might
say
not.
you can have. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, I must
I've
admit,
had some there is actually, in fact, I'll put it in the show notes.
yeah.
There is this one particular person on YouTube who
Mhm.
does it in such a way that you're much more likely to have weird
Yes.
stuff. If you want weird stuff, definitely use her. If you don't want weird
Yeah,
stuff, use Andrew Huberman. And if you want to be
yeah,
somewhere in the middle, use Kristen Rose. So I'll put
yeah,
them all in the show notes, but there's
yeah.
something for everybody. But yeah,
Well, and
daytime, nighttime,
anytime.
there for you.
Just don't do it while you're driving. That's
Yeah, no,
or
that's
using
you
heavy,
are the
heavy.
health and safety person,
I
as
am, I
usual.
am, I know, I know. The
But
other
yeah.
thing that is a little bit more out there whenever I was looking at it from a yogic perspective is you are working on the different layers. And there's a lot of different layers. And I think that whenever you are looking for more of an intuitive hit or more of a psychic hit, those are the layers that you want to be coming. So it's expanding,
Mhm.
really.
Yeah.
But you don't have to. You can just keep it really nice and easy. Bit of a journey
Mhm.
around your body. Follow your breath. Let your thoughts just float
Yeah.
off,
Yeah.
and just have a lovely 10 minutes of downtime.
Yeah, because we pretty much spend all of our time, don't we, either worrying about the past or worrying about the
Yes,
future, and
yes,
we're never actually in our
yeah,
lives. We're always in the
yes,
future or in the past.
yes,
And Yoga Nidra puts you right in your body, right in
yeah.
the present, and you just can't fail at it. It's
No,
so
and it's not just for women who wear
mm,
lycra or floaty tops. I'm wearing my floaty top in
tie-dye.
honor of Yoga Nidra. Did you like that? And it's it's for everyone, and it's for kids. And actually, why not play Yoga Nidra for your baby? Why not play Yoga Nidra for do your no Yoga Nidra with your 2-year-old, because it's a lovely bonding experience because you're doing it together. And actually, whenever you do, we've done our meditations
We have,
together, and
yeah,
it's magnified the experience for both of us. And so it's a lovely bonding experience. And you know how many kids don't sleep,
yeah.
and I think there's so many
Yeah.
little ones these days that just are, because we have to use creches and childcare and stuff. And it's about bringing that child back to feeling safe. And if they feel safe, they will sleep better through the night. There'll be less bedwetting. They'll eat better. You will be a happier mummy, happier daddy. And I just think that, old, young, whatever in between.
Yeah.
And do you
Yeah.
ever find that whenever you do your yoga nidra, that Trixie just comes and climbs on top of you to
It's
go,
funny
yes,
whenever I
mummy?
do any meditation, she's like, boom. It's funny. She's like, "Oh, she chilled out." Yeah, it's very
Hearts
good.
open. I'm
How do
just
they
going to
do
enjoy
that?
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 cat women.
Well, they are then masters,
Mm.
aren't they, cats?
Well,
They're
that
the
is that is our episode on Yoga
yeah.
Nidra, and I honestly would encourage anyone to read the show notes, see which level you want to access, whether you want like the super
Mm.
mystical woo-woo one, or whether you want the really scientific one. There'll be everything in between. So just click on it tonight, put your headphones on, eye mask on, and just literally just give it a
Go
whirl.
with it. Yeah, be open minded and enjoy something a little bit different. But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, calmness, releasing tension, improving pain, helping headaches, helping
changing your
creativity.
actual brain.
Yeah, more neuroplasticity, so the brain is actually growing.
Mm.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
everything, isn't it?
there's one for physical healing that I do a lot.
Yes.
I think it's like 60 minutes, but I never get to the
Yes.
end of it, but it's just
No.
Yoga Nidra for physical healing.
Yeah.
I'll put a link in the show notes. It's all free,
Brilliant.
it's all out there. So, yeah,
Absolutely.
wonderful.
Well,
Thank you
lovely
very
to see
much.
you again. Thank you.